Hello everyone, welcome back to online lecture series on engineering thermodynamics. We are here into extra lecture series for this subject, and today we are going to discuss about numericals of combustion. So let's begin. Our first problem is here the percentage analysis by mass of a solid fluid is as follows. So here we are given percentage analysis by mass of a solid fluid which has this much of percentages of each constituent and the remainder is ash. Here it is said that 40% excess air is supplied. So we need to determine theoretical amount of air required for complete combustion of fuel and the products of combustion both by mass and as a percentage. So we need to refer to this table. So here all constituents are written, that is carbon, hydrogen and sulfur, which takes part in combustion to form some combustion products, and the rest are O2 and N2, that is oxygen and nitrogen. We are given mass per kg of fuel, that is 82% means 0.82, and similarly 0.08, 0.01, 0.02 and 0.01 here. So all things are written here, and in the third column it is written that mass of O2 required for complete combustion in kg. Now if you recall, these are our standard chemical formulas for formation of various combustion products. This is first one, this is second, and this is third. So now based on these standard equations, what we require is mass of oxygen required for complete combustion in kg. So here, as carbon mass is 0.82, so here we require 8 by 3 times of oxygen, so it is being multiplied with the percentage of carbon, that is 0.82. so this is, finally we are getting that the mass of O2 required is 2.1867 kg. Similarly, for formation of H2O here oxygen is multiplied with 8. So as hydrogen is 0.08, we need to multiply it here with 8, so we will get that 0.64 kg is required oxygen for obtaining H2O. Similarly, for sulfur, here the coefficient before oxygen is 1, so multiplying 1 with 0.01 will provide us this value. So ultimately when we sum this all together, that is, here if you see 2.1867 kg oxygen is required for obtaining carbon dioxide, 0.64 kg is required for H2O and 0.01 is required for SO2. So finally when we sum them all together, it is said that 2.8367 kg is required for combustion of this solid fuel. And if you see carefully, here we are already provided 2% of O2. So this is the requirement and we already have 2%. So because of that a negative sign is put here, because this is already available and this is not required. Now we need to calculate the mass of product formed in kg. So here the product is CO2, so other things are not counted. For CO2 it is 11 by 3 is the coefficient, so 11 by 3 into 0.82, that is the percentage of carbon. So subsequently we will require 3.006 the mass of CO2 that is formed is 3.006 kg. Similarly for the second process here, for H2O it is 9, that is 9 times H2O, that's why 9 multiplied by the available mass of H2, that is 0.08, that's why we are getting 0.72. Similarly for sulfur we can obtain, that is 2 times SO2, that is 2 into 0.01, so we are getting 0.02 here. So here the total value of CO2 is this 3.006, SO2 is 0.02 and H2O is 0.72. And here also N2 is 1%, that is counted over here. N2 is not generated through any process, it is already available in the solid fuel. So here the mass of air required for complete combustion is given by this formula, that is, if you see, we have total of 2.8367 minus this, so this is the total which is required multiplied by 100 divided by 23. So here we are getting the final answer is 12.246 kg of air per kg of fuel. Now N2 present in the theoretical air. So here our theoretical air is this. So here to obtain the value of N2 in 100 kg of air, 77 is N2. Then here we are having 12.246 kg of air. So how much will be required here? So we need to do cross multiplication and finally we will be getting this arrangement. So 9.429 kg nitrogen is available present in the theoretical air per kg of fuel. Now here if you recall our question, 40% of excess air is provided. So here the following will be mass of each constituent in the combustion, which is already written from the table, previous table. Now O2 from the excess air is given by this, that is 0.4 is the 40% excess air, and this will be this percentage, that is the oxygen, which was 2.83 minus 0.02 multiplied by 0.40. So this is the excess oxygen that we are having. So N2 in flue gases, that is one N2 was available here, that is 0.01, and we calculated the nitrogen present in theoretical air, that is this, plus we need to count the nitrogen which is provided in the 40% excess air, that is this. So here this is this portion is for theoretical and this is for the excess air nitrogen present, plus this was present in the solid fuel. So in flue gases we will have 13.21 kg of nitrogen. So now the total mass of flue gases is given by summation of mass of all flue gases. So once we sum them up together, we will get that 18.08 kg of flue gases are present per kg of fuel. Now what we require is analysis of mass by the mass analysis. of wet flue gases, which is given by this formula, that is we need to take all this. Here we have CO2 as 3.006, then we have H2O, that is 0.72, SO2 is there, that is 0.02. So you see these three are as it is, and we have divided them with the total mass of flue gases, so we will get percentage like this. And O2, that is the excess oxygen is this, that is 1.1267. so we have counted it, and here we have counted the excess nitrogen that is taken from here, 9.429, this one nitrogen present over here. So finally we are getting this. So this is the way we have done the mass analysis. There is a correction here. They have written that it is 9.429. However, here this is the N2 which is present in the theoretical air, and the actual value should be this, that is 13.2106. So once we take a real N2 value, calculation will be like this, that 13.2106 by 18.0833 multiplied by 100, and this will give you around 73%. Okay, so when you combine all them together, it will end up to be 100%. Okay, now we will move forward to our next question, that is this. The next question is, the ultimate analysis of coal burnt in a boiler gave 85% of carbon, 10% of hydrogen, and 5% of incombustible. Now we need to calculate the mass of dry flue gases if the volumetric analysis by the volumetric analysis of products are 9% of CO2, 8% of O2, 2% of CO, and 81% of nitrogen. So here first thing which is available to us is this, that is the ultimate analysis, which gives carbon to be 0.85 kg, hydrogen to be 0.1 kg, and incombustible to be 0.05 kg. And here we have assumed that the ultimate analysis is given by the mass. Apart from this, we are given the volumetric analysis, that is CO2 to be 9%, oxygen to be 8%, CO to be 2%, and N2 to be 81%. So what we require to calculate is mass of dry flue gases. So first we need to focus on this table. As volumetric analysis is given here, so we have taken CO2, O2, CO and N2 with their respective percentages, that is 9, 8, 2 and 81. So when we sum them up together, it will be 100 obviously. So now we need, this is the percentage by volume, so we can multiply it with molecular mass so that we can get the value of mass of particular constituent. So here 9 is the percentage and 44 is the molecular mass of CO2, because if you see CO2, so here C is having 12 molecular mass and O2 is having 2 multiplied by 16. So ultimately this is already 12 and this is 32. So both of them together will give us the value of 44. So similarly all other molecular masses are calculated here. And once we multiply them with their percentage volume, that is in case of O2 it is 8, in case of CO it is 2, and in case of nitrogen it is 81. So finally we are getting the total value of mass of all constituents, that is 2972. Now what we require is percentage by mass. So what we will do, that this is the total percentage and this is the total mass of all constituents together, and here each mass of each constituent. So what we can do, that for CO2 the mass is 396 divided by 2976. So here we are getting by mass as 13.3 percentage. For O2 it is 8.6 percentage, for CO it is 1.88 percentage, and for nitrogen it is 76.21 percentage approximately. So here from this table we have obtained the percentage by mass for each constituent, and obviously the summation of all these percentages will be 100. Now we require to calculate the amount of carbon present per kg of gases. So here the amount of carbon present per kg of gases. So here we are having only two constituents which contains carbon. First is carbon dioxide and second is carbon monoxide here. So that's why we have CO2 present here and CO present over here. So here if you see the percentage of carbon dioxide per percentage of carbon dioxide in percentage terms is 0.133, and here it is the ratio is taken as 12/44. Why? Because if you see this here relationship, then in entire CO2 12 is the mass of carbon out of total 44. That's why we are having 12/44 here. And similarly for the carbon monoxide, if you see, our percentage is this. So in absolute form it is written as 0.01882, and this is the 12/28 ratio, that is the content of carbon present in carbon monoxide. So finally we are getting the amount of carbon present per kg of gas is this. And also one more thing that we need to add here, that the carbon which is present in fuel is 0.85. Where it is written? It is written over here. That is 0.85 carbon is present in the fuel. So here the mass of dry flue gases, that is ultimate objective is to obtain the mass of dry flue gases, that is here per kg of fuel. So for that this ratio is used, that is mass of carbon per kg of fuel and mass of carbon per kg of dry flue gases. So when you take this ratio, then we will get the mass of dry flue gases per kg of fuel. So once we take this ratio, that is 0.5 was present in fuel, and we have obtained 0.04435 kg of carbon here, then ultimately we are getting the mass of dry flue gases, that is 19.166 kg. So in today's extra lecture we have calculated, here we have calculated the theoretical amount of air required and products of combustion by both mass and percentage, and in second case we have calculated the mass of dry flue gases per kg of fuel. So this is the end of today's lecture. Thank you for watching this video.